Hello, Steve White, Steve RC9. Well, finally got a new episode of Quantum Leap. I'm a little bit late. We didn't have an episode last week, and because of that little delay, I kind of forgot. And that's what happens when you postpone things and have gaps between episodes. People find other things to do, they get distracted, they forget. It's very bad. Don't know how it's affected the ratings, but yeah, I basically missed the episode today. But that was good because I actually forgot the trailer that I saw a few weeks ago and forgot that this episode was about a time loop. So the first time Ben died, I was like, what the hell? What did they just do? How could they kill him? How's he going to come back? How are they going to fix this? How? And then, he comes back and I'm like, oh, this is a Groundhog Day thing. It's a time loop. Okay. So, and it kind of was, but technically wasn't because it wouldn't go on and on and on. It was a finite series of leaps. Every time the nuclear plant exploded, it restarted the leap, but he only got one leap per person, so there was a limited amount of leaps. So basically there's a bunch of people going on a demonstration of a nuclear power plant. It's supposed to be for sustainable energy, but the government has corrupted it and it's going to be used for weapons. And I actually worked out. Now, I've seen like almost every episode of Murder, She Wrote. I've never worked out an episode. I just watch passively and wait to see who did it. But I actually worked out, it was the young, enthusiastic, nerdy scientist who really believed in using nuclear power for sustainable energy. And obviously, that's not what it's used for and not what it's good for. We know now what nuclear power has sort of been used for. So we sort of knew where it was going. So I just figured, well, he's worked this out and he's the one trying to sabotage it. And I was right. I didn't think I was right away. I sort of guessed that and I sort of thought, no, too obvious. I hate trying to work out mysteries like that. But yeah, it was him. So first off, he ends up in the was it a colonel? I can't remember the rank. Some military officer ends up in him first, and that's the first explosion. You know what was happening. Then he was in the reporter's body, and she was sort of against it, but she was trying to expose it, not trying to destroy it. So obviously it wasn't her. Then he jumped into Eugene's body, and that didn't reveal much. They worked out there was actually a bomb that goes off that starts it all, and they realised they couldn't actually defuse it because they tried and that failed. Then he ended up in the janitor's body. Or was it the doctor's body? Yeah, I think he went to the doctor's body first, and that was the person they needed to ask questions of, so that didn't really help. And then he ended up in the janitor's body, and the janitor, fortunately, because he was off, Ben was off doing something. He didn't clean something up and the doctor fell and that bought them some time. But yeah, they worked it out. He was sniffing around and he was confronted by the military officer who had been getting the letters that were missing from the journal or the workbook or whatever that Eugene, the scientist, had. And that was sort of one of the clues because he mentioned that the pages were missing because someone had been ripping them out and sending them to the military guy. And the pen was also a clue because the pen was the trigger. So it was kind of interesting, but like I said, I actually worked it out, but didn't actually think I did because I never work these out. Whenever I try and guess, I'm always wrong. But they basically they try to talk him out of blowing up the facility because he thinks it'll stop. He thinks that if this facility fails, they will give up on nuclear energy and it will save all these people. But obviously they're not going to care about that. They're just going to keep going because they're the military and they just want to kill everyone. So they're just, they're just going to keep going until they do. So once they kind of convince him of that, I don't think he actually would have given it up. But the officer shoots him in the arm and, they save the day. And he does start to question, could Quantum Leap be exploited like this and so forth, and that's sort of the end of their story. Then we got into Janice for a bit because they brought her in to help because she knew a bit about the theory of it all, and Magic seems to want to bring her in to the team because he felt like she should have been allowed to come in the first place and things would have been different had she not been on the outside. And she does agree to give Addison, is it Addison? I'm getting her names confused now. One of the names, like the name of the person who actually told Ben to leap. So that was where the episode ended. So I enjoyed it. It was nice to have the show back. I missed it last week. I'm kind of surprised I worked out who the bad guy was. I worked out the mystery, but it didn't ruin it, partly because I actually didn't think I'd got it right. But it was fun, and we have another jump next week. So feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Thanks. Bye.